Mr. President, when we see all of this, with all the logistics you're talking about, with the Russians being brought in to inform, as you mentioned, your troops, that's a lot of money. Can the economy, the Kinabe, hold up for a long time with that?
Very good question. That's a lot of money. That's why I say our countries are not poor. There has been misgovernance. There is theft, the plundering of our resources. That's it. That's what it's about. I'll give an example. Today there is the Patriotic Support Fund. The populations contribute. And we mainly support the volunteers for the defense of the homeland with that. But what about the rest of the army that we are equipping? All these resources that we are acquiring. That's it. That's governance, like finances. There are resources. We have potential. But if it's poorly managed, if you take the oil sector, you know that the state subsidizes oil, petroleum products, the fuels, the diesel, so that the Borg didn't have it cheaper. In 2022, for example, the sovereigns were around 400, almost 500 billion at dumb, 5-something. The state is making 500 billion from the lighthouses in 2023.
We're at less than 100 billion in subsidies, which means you've saved 400 billion.
How do you explain that when someone is running for elections, especially in Africa? Here, it's like a business. Gonna fund them. It's the norm here. They distribute tickets so that we vote for them. It's an investment. And as soon as he arrives, he has to pay, to reimburse. That's not the case with us, indeed. Everything is focused on war. It's the economy and the equipment. The Russians arrived in Burkina when? It's the last time that instructors came, because they have to come to train the military on equipment. And it's with all the countries. It's not just Russians. When you sign a contract to acquire equipment, you sign the contract with the training. There are plenty of Turks here. Why don't they talk about it?
But are they on the ground or not?
The Russians are on the ground to fight? No. There are no Russians on the ground to fight. These are things that are developed. It's in people's minds. But if there's a need, they will come to the ground to fight. I can assure you that.
If there's a need, you don't forbid it.
No.
They're not on the ground.
No, for now, we fight alone.
What are you giving the Russians very specifically for them to be there? Are they taking minerals? How do you pay them? Are you selling off a portion of the territory? What's the deal? We know that there is no friendship between states. It's always about interests. Everyone comes for their own interests. So today, there's a fear among a number of people that we've just swapped one master for another. Well, I know you a little bit to know that you're not about replacing one master with another.
If that were the deal, to really swap one master for another, we'd rather die. Because when we say the homeland or death, it makes perfect sense. No, it's just the media, a lie again. And unfortunately, we even saw heads of state who fell for it, who went on to tell the lie. So-called that we gave mines to the Russians, to our southern party. That's completely false.
Nothing has been given to the Russians.
Completely false.
Even at a mine.
Why give anything? If the Russians want a mine, we have the mining code. They come to integrate into it. We give them the permit, they pay the taxes, they do everything they need to do, just like everyone else.
But what are you paying with? Russians. They're not coming for your measures. For governance?
We managed to acquire the equipment. It's not for our pretty eyes, as you say, that we're given things. We pay. And with Russia, there's no equipment that we want to pay for with them. They don't sell, others putting restrictions on us.
They tell you you can't buy this type of weapons. Of course, the Russians sell you everything you want.
Everything you want. Until the moment I'm talking to you, we're blocked from getting plane licenses. There are types of weapons they will never sell. There are many countries, the Russians, the Chinese, the Turks, the Koreans, and so on. There are no restrictions. With Iran, everything we want, they will sell to us. Let's clarify, if we can pay, we pay. But with these states that were supposedly friends, there are restrictions, and some have even come to tell us that they can't sell us anything. Who is the state?
I want to make you do it. War can't kill the terrorist.
But we might have the duty to pick up stones. Maybe even in the case where it is. Everything that the state doesn't sell us, that's their principle.